So the majority of people are gonna go there, right? It looks nice to the eyes. It says, "Enter ye in at the straight gate, for wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, and many there be that go in thereat. Because straight is the gate, and narrow is the way which leadeth unto life, and few there be that find it." You have to find it, and the Most High has to give you those spiritual eyes to see it, right? Because the mass majority of these people, they can't see it because of the appearance, the way brothers speak. Brothers might use so-called profanity words, right? Which these people don't even know what the word profanity means, nor do they know what a curse is. All right, because what we speak when we say the F word, the B word, or whatever, those are not profanities. Profanity means something. To be profane is something that's outside of the temple. Okay, a word is not outside of the temple. What would be profane would be like a ham sandwich. That's profane. Teaching that it's all right to eat whatever is profane. Okay, that's outside of the temple. You know, that's outside of the truth. You know, you have if someone's teaching you could have sex with your woman on her period, that's profane. That's profanity. That's true profanity. Using a word is not profane. It's just a word, man. There's no Hebrew word that was like, oh my goodness, did he really say that word? They weren't. There's no. Listen, man, it's just words, and men put the meaning behind the word. You know. Right? It says, many there we that find it. It says, beware of false prophets, which come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravening wolves. Ye shall know them by their fruits. Do men gather grapes of thorns, or figs of thistles? Even so, every good tree bringeth forth good fruit, but a corrupt tree bringeth forth evil fruit. And you could clearly see which camps are in order with that, man. All right, amongst GMS, man, we know the apostles and elders from watching the apostles and elders that they're famous for kicking people out, man. If people aren't right, even if they love the brother, even if the brother, they think the brother is great, they might be rooting for the brother, but through the spirit, they'll kick the brother out. They'll kick him out. All right. If he's going off, they don't keep leaven around him, man. All right. That's why brothers are on our toes, so to speak, because guess what? We know what it is. We know that, listen, we go off in a certain way, if the spirit has it, listen, we could be out there. We could be out of there. Look at these other camps, man. They're all about numbers, man. They're not about kicking people out. They're about numbers. They're about masses. You see? But hey, that's why we have good fruit. That's why you have brothers making, certain brothers make a video every day. Certain brothers making 8 videos a week. And, a lot of brothers. Compared to these other camps, you got GMS making minimum 3 videos a week. So that shows you, what does that say about the fruit? That says the fruit is diligent. The fruit is on fire. You have certain people, man, they just looking at, their whole thing is just looking at the outward appearance. But that's based upon their emotions. That's based upon them being emotional and not being able to digest the truth. Like, for example, the law on rape. You brought that out. You got all type of Israelite so-called men. I'm gonna say so-called men. I don't even know if that's what they are. They're getting all emotional because because the apostles brought out the law. All right, they got all emotional and they basically wanted to beat around the bush and say it's not what it says it is. But when you read certain scriptures, certain Bible versions, right, like the New Revised Version, they'll just have the word rape out there, straight. Let's say rape. Okay, straight up. Does that mean that we're advocating for people to go and do that in this society? Absolutely not, man. We're not advocating that. Is there a law in it, and is there a way to deal with it? Of course there is. There's a law situation, a way to deal with anything that pops up in life. There's a way to deal with it according to the law. But if it was up to these emotional niggas, no, put them to death. Why? Because they're fucking emotional, man. Like women, a lot of them were raised by their moms. All right, so they didn't get that manly upbringing, man. And even if they're raised by their pops, guess what? Their pops was emotional too. You know? This is Isaiah 6 and verse 9. It says, and he said, go and tell this people, hear ye indeed, but understand not, and see ye indeed, but perceive not. Make the heart of this people fat, and make their ears heavy, and shut their eyes, lest they see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and understand with their heart, and convert and be healed. All right, so the Most High doesn't want these people to get it. That's why they fall at those stumbling blocks, because they were not chosen. You know, it's all about election, man. That's what it's all about, man. If you're not chosen for the foundation of the earth, then guess what? You're not going to be delivered, man. You know? You're going to be blinded by these trivial things that really don't matter. You're not going to be able to look past that. And the Most High always dealt like that. He always made sure that the prophets didn't come in the package in that package that people would expect. All right, look at what with Samuel and King David. Samuel was looking for the king, and he went through all of King David's brothers and saying, "Oh, surely this is the king. Surely this is the king." The Most High said, "Nope, that's the king." Right? Speaking about King David, and Samuel was like, "Nah, this can't be." Looking at his countenance, look at how he looked. You know, he didn't look as mighty as his brother. He didn't look like he was fit to be a king. But guess what? He's the king over all Israel under Yahushua to this day, because the scriptures speak about establishing the throne of David, right? Does not the scripture speak about establishing the throne of David? This is Amos 9, and I'll start at verse 11. It says, "In that day will I raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen, and close up the breaches thereof. And I will raise up his ruins, and I will build it as in the days of old." Okay? So, listen, man. The Most High set it up where he's building up the house of David. He's building back up the house of David. And that's starting with us. That's spiritual, man. Okay? They're looking for a third temple to be built in the land of Israel. First of all, if they start to build something that's supposed to be the third temple, which is not, I believe the Most High is just going to keep messing with that. Okay? The Most High won't even allow that to happen. I believe that's why they're delaying it. Why wouldn't they have started to build it already? Because they know that the Most High, the Heavenly Father, is now with that crap, man. Just like when because when they first came into the land, they tried to set up someone to be King David. There was someone there, I forgot the guy's name, but there was a Amalekite that was supposed to be King David, right? According to them, right? Which was nothing more than an Edomite devil. He was set up to be over the land of Israel at that time, and he dropped dead. The Most High killed his ass, man. The Most High killed him, man. All right? Basically, the Most High was like, listen, man, you Amalekites better know your fucking place. Know your goddamn limits. All right? I put you in that land for a time period, but you better know your damn limits, man. You know? So that's why I say I believe if they were to even try to pretend to build a third temple, the Most High would knock that shit down, man. All right? It says, verse 12, that they may possess the remnant of Edom and of all heathen, which are called by my name, saith the Lord, that doeth this. All right? So, listen, man, it says they're going to possess the remnant of Edom. So what's that all about, man? If Edom's done away with, why would... Well, hold on. They try to say Edom was done away with, right? You know, but vocab likes to switch what he says, man. He says something one time and he switches it because he knows he doesn't know what the hell he's talking about, man. Right? First vocab saying that Esau's done away with. But according to this scripture, let me read this again from verse 11. It says, "In that day I will raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen, and close up the breaches thereof, and I will raise up his ruins, and build it as in the days of old." Did that happen? Is King David on the throne right now? Is he set up as in the days of old? Where is he? That they may possess the remnant of Edom. So hold on. What do you mean they're going to possess the remnant of Edom? That means Edom is still here, okay? "And of all the heathen which are called by my name, and all the heathen, saith the Lord, that doeth this." So we're not just going to possess Edom. We're going to possess all the heathen. The reason it mentions Edom is because Edom's the main villain in the scriptures. Esau is the main enemy in the Bible. All right? And the scriptures don't have anything good to say about Edom. There's only negativity, man. It's only destruction. It's only judgment. Let's jump to Malachi, man. And it's really amazing how none of these Edomites seem to want to know who Edom is. They don't, because Esau likes to search everything, right? If Esau wants to find out how a grasshopper lives, excuse me, he'll stalk that grasshopper for months, right? For years even, and make a whole documentary, like a damn movie, about the grasshopper and what he does, how he eats, you know, when he has sex. And Esau will make all kind of documentaries on the grasshopper, any insect. But when it comes to the Edomites, he doesn't know anything about. He doesn't even care to know. Why? Because there's a flipping gag order about speaking about Esau, because he knows that if they look hard enough, it's going to be clear cut that the finger points at them. All right? Right? When you really look at it, it's going to be very clear cut to see that the finger points at them. Look, just looking at Haman, right? When you read the scriptures and you read about Haman in Esther. Let me try and find that. That right there, you can put the puzzle together real quick to find out who the Edomites are. So like, hold up, let me just find this. And this is why Esau took the Apocrypha out, man. The Apocrypha is too detailed. Okay, this is it. Both by changing, this is Esther 16 and verse 9. It says, both by changing our purposes and always judging things that are evident with more equal proceeding. For Ammon, right, or Haman, when you go back into Esther in the scriptures, right, you go to the first parts of Esther. Not in the Apocrypha, it's going to say Haman with an H, but this in the Apocrypha it says Ammon with an A. A Macedonian, right? For Ammon, a Macedonian, the son of Amadatha, being indeed a stranger from the Persian blood, and far distant from our goodness, and as a stranger received of us, right? So now it's showing you that what he was of Macedonian descent. Who else was from Macedon, right? But well, first you got to keep in mind that Haman, when you look up Haman and you really look up Haman and you do a little bit of research on him, he was the son of an Agagite. When you look up Agagite, Agagites are kings of Amalek, which Amalek is what? A son of Edom. Okay? Right? Which shows you that Agagites are Edomites. You see? Specifically of the tribe of Amalek. The worst of the worst. But he was referred to here as a Macedonian, which shows you that the Macedonians were Amalekites in general. You see? Alexander the Greek, his father was known as who? Philip the Macedonian. Which means what? That he was an Edomite, right? Or specifically an Amalekite. And so was Alexander the Greek. He was also an Edomite and an Amalekite, man. But he was what? His name was changed to what? A Greek. Although his father was a Macedonian. You see? So these Edomites are being found out, man. They're being found out now. That's why they couldn't keep the Apocrypha in the scriptures. They couldn't keep the Apocrypha. The Apocrypha reveals too much. It's too detailed. Anyways, let me go to Malachi 1. This is Malachi 1, and I'll start at verse 1. It says, the burden of the word of the Lord to Israel by Malachi. I have loved you, saith the Lord. Yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother, saith the Lord? Yet I loved Jacob, and I hated Esau, and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. So the Most High hates. You see, he said he hates Esau, which is the father of you Edomites. Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, and we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord hath indignation forever. That's clear cut, man. All right, the Most High is going to have indignation forever against the Edomites. So, according to the scriptures, right? According to what I read in Amos, the 9th chapter, we will possess the remnant of Edom. Okay? But, right, according to vocab, Edom is done away with. Right? But according to, also in the Apocrypha, it clearly says in 2nd Ezra, the 6th chapter, that Esau would be the end of the world. So something's not adding up, man. The Most High has a great hatred for Esau, but Esau is nowhere to be found. And he's supposed to be ruling at the end of the world. So where's Esau at, man? Where's this guy at? He's just somewhere in the Middle East somewhere. He's just some Arab in the Middle East. Get out of here, man. Esau's a major part of the Bible, man. Let's get this is 2nd Ezra 6 and verse 7. It says, then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times, or when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth? And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him. So it went right to Jacob and Esau. Those are the main characters of the Bible. Okay? Let me read that again. And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So that means that if Esau was done away with, then we should be this is the kingdom of heaven. This is the kingdom of heaven, where cancer is at an all-time high, the earth is polluted, the water, you can't even drink tap water now. Taxes are ridiculous. This is the kingdom of heaven. This is it. This is what the Bible is speaking about, that city of gold. This is it. According to you. No, man, the Edomites would have to be at the end of their rulership. Right? Because the Edomites are you people in rulership now. Okay? They go by various names, man. Caucasian, white people, whatever you want to call yourself, man. The mass majority of you are Edomites. You see? And we're Israelites, you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. That's the mystery. That's the mystery of the scriptures. Who's the Edomites and who's the Israelites? And the scripture said that the scriptures gives you the blueprint of how you would know who the Israelites are in the last days. This is Deuteronomy 28. I'm going to read verse 15 real quick. It says, But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy power, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. All right? And then you could go through all the curses, and this only fits Israel. But I'm going to jump down to a specific thing that I'm looking for to show you that this was a sign to show you who the Israelites are. And if it only fits us, then that means that what? We're the Israelites. Okay? It's not that hard. All right? This is Deuteronomy 28 verse 32. It says, thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long. And there shall be no might in thine hand. All right? And all you have to do is look at slave movies, man. Look at 12 Years a Slave. When a woman, her children were stripped from her and sold to different plantations. She was mourning for basically damn near the whole half of the show, man. She was half of the movie she was mourning. Okay? To the point where Solomon Northup told her to shut up. All right? But she was mourning she had a good reason to mourn. She was mourning because they took her kids. Her children, I should say. And it says, the fruit of thy land and the fruit and all thy labors shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up, and thou shalt be only oppressed and crushed always. Is that not what's happening to Jake? Did they not eat the fruit of our labors, which, with the different things that we were picking for them, different crops? Of course they did. So that thou shalt be mad for the sight of thine eyes, which thou shalt see. And guess what? We're mad right now to this day, man, knowing that we're in this captivity, man. All right? The Lord shall smite thee in the knees and the legs with a sore botch that cannot be healed, for the sole of thy foot unto the top of thy head. The Lord shall bring thee and thy king, which thou shalt set over thee, unto a nation which neither thou nor thy fathers have known. And there shalt thou serve other gods, wood and stone. And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations, whither the Lord shall lead thee. And that's what happens, man. We're a proverb and a byword to all nations, man. To this day, we ain't do nothing to these nations, man. Okay? Like, you got them gooks over there, them gooks. They're over there. They're making fun of you, Jakes, wearing afros and blackface and all type of shit. Okay? They make fun of you, Jakes. They have all kind of videos on that. Okay? The East Indians, they do the same thing. Well, not to that extent, but they have their form of oppression. All right? The Arabs, which is Ishmael, they have their form, and of course Esau is the biggest form, right? Because really a lot of this stuff, they really get a lot of their stuff, their material, they get that from Esau, right? That white supremacy, that they got that from Esau, man. Thou shalt carry much seed out into the field, and shalt gather but little in, for the locust shall consume it. Thou shalt plant vineyards and dress them, but shalt neither drink of the wine, nor gather the grapes, for the worms shall eat them. Thou shalt have olive trees throughout all thy coast, but thou shalt not anoint thyself with the oil, for thine olive shall cast his fruit. Thou shalt begot sons and daughters, but thou shalt not enjoy them, for they shall go into captivity. And that's what I'm saying. That's what happened that's what happened in slavery. All right. All thy trees and fruit of thy land shall the locust consume. The stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low. Look at these Negro neighborhoods. Look at these Jake neighborhoods, man. Who do you got up in there? You got them, the Moabites with their Chinese restaurants, right? And you got Ishmael, right, with their bodegas or whatever, or corner stores. Where I'm at, they call them, they own the corner stores. The gooks own the corner stores. They get up, they come to our neighborhood, and they get up above us very high. You know, nail salons, whatever, you name it. He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy power, to keep his commandments and his statutes, which he commanded thee. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever. Because thou, right? So that's a sign and a wonder upon the children of Israel. All right? So that you know who they are. Show me another person in history which those things that I just read, those things happen to. This is a challenge to you, vocab. This is a challenge to anyone who questions that we're the Israelites. Find something, these things that I just read to you in Deuteronomy 28 chapter that fits any of the people. Because this is supposed to be a sign. And if you can't find that, that means that we are the Israelites. End of story, man. Because the Most High is not a man that he should lie. Listen, man, the cat is out the bag. The truth is being revealed, and you can't stop the truth, man. You've been living a lie for so long that you started to believe the lie which you created, man. This is Isaiah 60 and verse 1. It says, "Arise, shine, for thy light is come, and the glory of the Lord is risen upon thee. For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people. But the Lord shall arise upon thee, and his glory shall be seen upon thee. And the Gentiles shall come to thy light, and kings to the brightness of thy rising. Lift up thine eyes round about, and see all they gather themselves together. They come to thee. Thy sons shall come from afar, and thy daughters shall be nursed by thy side." All right, so that glory, let me read that again from the top. Slack it. "Arise, shine, for thy light is come, and the glory of the Lord is risen upon thee." That glory is risen upon the elect. "For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people. But the Lord shall arise upon thee, and his glory shall be seen upon thee." And the glory is being seen upon us because we're expressing the truth. We're revealing the truth. All right, which these people don't have. These people don't have the truth. All right. They believe in what Esau taught them, man, which is nothing but lies. Okay. You know, Esau has taught them lies, and they actually believe the lies which Esau has taught. Okay. So, you know, with that, give all praises going on to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem HaKadosh, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutation, much respect, and Shalom.